Well, all we need now is a dance floor, and we can. I just love the beat per minute. I just love the energy of that little intro. I don't know what the song is. I got it from somewhere. I just don't remember exactly what it is. But
I love it.
anyway, but anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here alongside Jan from New York City Saves Money.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
Hey, I wanted to ask you. My holiday season so far has been doing pretty good. I wanted to ask you, how was your birthday and how was your holiday season going?
Well, Steve, I have to share. I made a new friend. Meet
Oh,
Reggie. Reggie Bear. Reggie Bear is a birthday bear. So cute. It came with a beautiful shopping bag, birthday bag filled with gifts with my lovely daughter the other day. It actually can sing that well known song, but
hmm,
because of issues, we don't play it.
right, right.
Just figure it out. It also lights up. But if you ever see anything like this, it makes a wonderful gift. Hi, Reggie. Mwah. And I actually did have a perfect birthday, but I want to mention something, Steve, too, about one of my birthday gifts from another loved one. So, another loved one, relative of mine, said, "Oh, you're going to get this thing on your birthday, definitely on your birthday, blah, 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 blah. Wait all day, my birthday." It was, delivery because, my loved one lives out of town. Make a long story short, it didn't come. So then I got a notice that she received a notice that's going to be late, maybe a day or so. And I said, "That's fine, whatever." Here it is Saturday. We're recording this show actually on Saturday, okay?
Hmm.
And but the delivery date was supposed to be Tuesday. So I just want to mention an important point. So my loved one got a little fed up with it. Like, this was supposed to be for my sister's birthday, and not only is it many days away from, but it's still not there. So she placed a call to that particular company, a well-known one, without mentioning names, and they were like really kind about it. They actually credited her like about, I don't know, X number of dollars. Put it that way.
Oh,
They
great.
credited her. She was like, "Oh wow!" And still, whatever she paid for and is still due to come here, hopefully today, will arrive here today. But they did acknowledge it. You know what it is? The moral of the story, Steve, that I'm trying to mention to the viewers. It's about the principle. It's not about being frugal. It's in this instant. It's
Yeah.
about, well, the right thing. You kind of guaranteed, kind of sort of, that the person would get it in time for their birthday. And if the birthday is a birthday, it's like on your birthday kind of thing. It didn't happen. All right, one day, 2 days later, I get it. It's the holiday season, and my loved one got it too. But now this is, it's going on to many days. Tuesday, and here it is Saturday.
Hmm.
To me, I would consider that many days. Is this delivery ever really going to happen? We still won't know yet. I will not know yet. Bottom line is, my loved one did the right thing and placed a phone call and told the truth. This thing did not arrive, and I'm so disappointed. They didn't want a disappointed customer. So
Hmm.
they said, "No, no, we will credit you." So again, Steve, moral of the story is, if something like that comes up, don't be shy. Don't hesitate, to
Hmm.
make that call. It's just like, just doing the right thing for yourself. Does that sound reasonable to you, Steve?
Yeah, I've been put in that position before. You know,
I'll be right back. You'll have to excuse me, Steve. But
okay.
tell them why it's a good idea.
Well, I can just go ahead and explain. It's a good idea. Well,
Amazon?
for one,
What is it?
most of the time, the customer in most cases is always right. So if they have a trigger date expected by, like in her case, Tuesday, December the 5th, or, and then all of a sudden it's not there. And then now you're playing the waiting game. You wait, you wait, you wait, you wait. The issue is on, who it came from.
I think there was an accidental. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, well, what I was just explaining is that in this case, the customer's right, because if something is due by them, they come up with it due on Tuesday, but here it is 4 days later, and it still has not been received. That's actually on the merchant's hands. So, yes, the consumer has the right, phone or go through email. Phone is always a better way because you got a live person, but and say, "Hey, you're dissatisfied." That's the biggest key that I've learned. If you are dissatisfied about something, 99.9% of the time, they cannot go back on anything. Because once you say you are dissatisfied, you're letting them know upfront right then and there, you are not happy.
No, it's true. And you raise a good point about where does the actual responsibility lie? So, yeah, because if the merchant notices, well, the customer didn't get their stuff in a timely manner, like
Mhm,
that other one with the three letter TV station one that sometimes I place orders with,
mhm.
if there's any that I have to say that company, they really live up to their reputation. If there's any problem, packages delivered to the wrong place, things of that nature, things arrive broken, they fix that problem as fast as possible and they honor their word. This is important. You know why, Steve? We work really hard for a little bit of money that we ever get.
Yeah,
So just like throw it out the window like that is not cool. And those companies know that. And they want the customer to come back. They don't want a bad taste in their mouth customer. I know I wouldn't if I was running a business like that. Steve, remember when both of us were doing eBay at one time? I remember this vividly. We were sticklers about having everything out
well,
delivered promptly in a prompt manner. It's very important.
that was one thing I never had an issue from a buyer, except one time. Um, they said, "Well, where's my package? It was expected today." So, come to find out, I had to go and do a little back research on it because if something's not right, I was always one as a seller. If something was not right, if I agreed to back up on it, get with me so I can make it right. So, what I did at that point is I said, well, wait a minute, let me take a look. So, I went back and looked at the tracking number and the information. Ah, it's due today, but yet nothing. So, I have been known to go and make the phone call myself back to the shipping company, whether it was FedEx, UPS, the post office, if I can get through to somebody there, and ask them, what back information do you have on this package? Is it delivered? Do you plan to deliver it? What's going? A lot of the time, there were times I couldn't get an answer, but a lot of the time I got an answer. But the guy eventually got his package. It was a few hours later, and he was completely happy. And
Yes.
he also thanked me for taking the time to go and, look up the information to find it. Yeah, because in that case, it's not on me. Once it leaves my hands, I pass it on to them, whoever, I, I'm out of it. I can't do anything because they're the ones that are, transporting it from me to whoever, no matter where it's having to go, whether it's on the East Coast, the Midwest, or even over to the West Coast, which times I've had stuff go to the West Coast. So, you know,
It's technically out of your hands, but I'm sure, like myself, I always kept an eye out on the tracking. Did it get
yes.
there? Is it close by? I don't want to have a customer say, oh, it didn't get there yet when I, in fact, know it already did. One thing about Steve and I, we both maintain a 100% positive feedback,
Hmm.
which is really 100% positive feedback. And I remember having done over 400 sales. So that's not bad. That's a pretty good reputation because
No.
our word is so important. But also, we have to be participatory in our own action. Like if we notice things like what happened, my loved one's case, and they followed up. So it wasn't wrong. Steve, I don't know about if that still holds true. Am I correct that by the 10th of December, it's best to get out packages from the USPS, from the Postal Service? Was that the cutoff?
What I'm hearing that on that is there is a deadline to where you can send your packages to your loved ones to get there by Christmas. If you miss that deadline, you'll have to pick a different shipping method like priority. And if you wait too long and you want to get it to them, you got to go express mail.
Oh,
That can run you some serious money if you're not careful.
yes.
Oh, you'll get it there as soon as you give it to the post office. Oh yeah, you'll get it the next day, but you're going to pay triple, maybe 4, 5 times what you would normally pay.
Yes. And
Um,
postal rates will be going up again in the not so distant, if I'm
oh,
not
lovely.
mistaken.
Hmm.
I hope I'm wrong.
Me too. I hope you're wrong too, because I mean they just raised the stamp to like what 61 cents.
61 or 66 or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but I tell you what, most don't they realize most people have a laptop, a computer, a phone. You can send an email at zero cost and still accomplish the same thing.
Correct. And I think initially that was the original problem, which put the post office that relied heavily on us relying on them heavily into a tailspin. The advent of emailing years back
Hmm.
took a lot of, well, why should I spend on a stamp when I could get this message out in a minute or less for free?
Yeah.
So that I think put a hurting on the post office. I don't know. It tends to make logical sense, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking it's like both. But I'm with you with this. There are some fees that we don't have to pay in life. This is why, again, I love e-gift cards. E-gift cards are great. And yeah, that's a good message below about sending you an e-gift card. You deserve it at that email address below. I'm
Right.
just saying.
Right. What I've done is I need to bring this up. I had gotten a couple of emails left to me under that email address. And they didn't exactly sit right with me the way they were written up. So what I've done is if you go over to my YouTube channel to look for my post office box address is there, but if you look for my email address, it is not, whereas it is posted here.
Right.
So I'm a little bit more up in the air as to who I give the email address out
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So
That's why I don't do it. Everybody's situation is different, and that's why I don't do it, which is really
well,
very ridiculous. But
yeah, I mean, in my case,
no,
because
you're the correct thing to do. I just I'm kind of like
and
nasty
the
about
thing
it.
of it is, the thing of it is a person that left this not so good that didn't set right with me
Yeah.
email, and I've got good intuition about things. If I have a feeling
Yes.
about, yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually pretty right. But I have no problem if a subscriber came up and said, "Steve, do you mind giving me your email address?" No, I don't. But because of that incident,
Yeah.
I had to, make minor
Right.
adjustments.
Right.
So, but I don't want to receive emails from somebody that's, you know, that,
Right.
you know, like,
It's understandable. We get it. No problem.
yeah.
But let's focus. By the way, I love the background on this show here. This is gorgeous, Steve. I love
Oh,
it.
the gifts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where I got that. I think I got it off of, well, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because I got it off of Google. And I created the one in the top right. I figured since
Yeah.
we're in the holiday season, I might as well keep
Yeah.
everything
I
in
like
one
that.
cycle. So, in fact, when this video is finished
Hmm.
and I go to upload it, for all of you guys to see,
Yes.
I'm not even going to put a thumbnail on. I'm going to leave it just like this.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. You know what this reminds me of? Let's talk about a frugal decorating idea. This background of yours, Steve, inspires me. A person could sit down with their grandchildren, or even if you don't have grandchildren, or just yourself, and for pennies to the dollar, get a scissor, get construction paper,
Hmm.
get these colorful colors, and create little gift box looking things with little ribbons on it. Get creative and put them on your walls. It's like less than $1. A little
Yeah.
time cutting, creativity, a fun afternoon activity. If you do have kids, don't have to be your grandchildren,
No.
kids, or just yourself. Like for people that say, I don't want to spend a lot of money on decorations, that's fine. You don't have to.
No, you don't.
Right. You could do a lot with wrapping paper in and of itself. like that video that I uploaded with the, with that picture frame that I put the wrapping paper in, and it was Christmas themed. It's red. It says Merry Christmas. Anything you like.
Yeah.
Very inexpensive, but this is a beautiful background. It's inspiring me to cut out some pictures and stuff.
Right. Now, if you revert back to my last video that I did where you can go to the dollar store and work around the dollar store, and there's tons of things you can buy and
Yeah,
put gifts together. Oh, you have gift bags over there. You've got colored tissue paper that you could stick down in a bag,
yeah,
um, to make it all nice and pretty.
beautiful.
And
Yeah,
when they pull that, whatever you decide to put together, when you pull that mug out and you got the candy and a few
yes,
cookies and that, like I was saying, and I've had a few people comment as well, something that's actually done and made with love from the heart is
amen.
way better, is 100 times better than going out and paying 25, 30, 40, $50 for an actual material gift.
You are
That's how I look at it.
You are so true. Note it is too, and also sharing experiences, Steve. I'll never forget this. This was about back in the late '90s. So I had my sweet daughter come over, and we were hell bent on putting together this like peanut butter, like a peanut butter cup type of recipe. And it's basically where you're melting down chocolate morsels, Steve. Get a big pan, you melt down the morsels, put that to the side. You get real peanut butter, get confectionery sugar, you get graham cracker crumbs, and you mix it all together because that's what provides a little bit of a gritty feel when you eat a peanut butter cup. And then you layer that on top of the chocolate morsels, melt some more over it, let it harden up, and then at the right time, you cut it into pieces. Ah, so we did that. We never forgot that night. It was
Oh,
so fun, so inexpensive. It was all about the experience. Like I have some relatives that do a thing called Cookie Day, Steve. It's amazing. The Cookie Day. And what they do is they designate a day like around this time of the year, and they have friends or relatives over, and everybody gets to bake their own different kind of cookies, hang out, have hot chocolate. What do people remember? The experience, Steve. And just like you said, gifts from the heart. And if you can't bake cookies because you're not into baking cookies, anybody could cheat and get that slice and bake cookie, put them together and wrap it up with a ribbon and say, thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, actually, you could. Well, I've come to find out, though, I haven't done any baking cookies in a while, but I have, one of the ones that it's not even my recipe because you can go online and get it. It was what was found underneath the Quaker oatmeal box lid.
Those are so good.
So I perfected those. In fact, I'm always one, I'll follow the direction to a T when I see it. The second time around, I want to change it. The third time, I may change it again. So, what I come to find out, I said, let me try something. I wanted to make peanut butter cookies one time. I said, let me try something. Let me leave out the cinnamon and certain ingredients, take out the oatmeal, and just have a basic, simple cookie batter.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did that. I added a couple tablespoons of peanut butter to it, mixed it in, and I made up the peanut butter on the cookie sheet, put them in the oven, pressed them down, and did like what they were great.
I'm sure they disappeared in a hurry.
Right. And there's so many things you can do. I've also done brownies from scratch, not from the box.
Wait a minute. Yesterday was National Brownie Day, but I didn't know till the day was almost over. I'm like, oh, I missed out.
Oh, well, I've done brownies from scratch. All that is flour, eggs, cocoa powder. It doesn't have to be Hershey's. It can be Nestle Toll House in a
Right.
yellow container. One time I went a couple steps further. I decided to take some Nutella and put in it.
Oh, no.
And the next ingredient I added to it was chopped up walnuts.
Oh, my word. I should have been at your house that day.
Um,
Shucks.
well, I didn't have to make them for a party. I just made them in general. Um, they lasted about a day and a half and they were gone. Yeah,
Yeah, you're lucky it lasted that long.
but they're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
so
see you're just demonstrating again. It doesn't have
yeah,
to be gazillion dollars.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. And a lot of the time, if you can make something on your oh, sure, you can go out and buy one already that's made up for you. Just add this, add that, mix, and you're done. But sometimes if you make it from scratch, from the literally from the start point up, um,
So good.
that can actually yield more because you're the one controlling how much you add and how much you take away
That's true. And sometimes you don't want to make a huge batch and you do the math and you could cut it down.
in half.
Sometimes the person let's say the person you're giving it to lives by themselves. Do
Mhm.
they really need 3 dozen cookies? Not really.
No,
So you can make them a dozen to have.
yeah, a dozen is please. If I had a dozen cookies, like I said, I usually have a cup of coffee in the morning. Usually about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I make another cup. I like to have a little cookie or a little something to go with my coffee. Sure.
Tell me about it. 4 things I'm craving. Not that they're in my possession, they are not. We're talking about cookie wise, and I look for this about once a year. I'm craving a good quality biscotti. I'm
Okay.
craving rainbow cookies. You know,
Mhm.
the kind they look like they have little layers of cake in it with the
Yep.
chocolate around. Okay. I'm craving pizzelli cookies. Okay, I could like
Okay.
just go down the list. This one is not a cookie. This is Ferrero Rocher, the
Yep.
chocolate that you bite into it. I'm almost certain that that's Nutella in the center.
Well, actually,
Feels like
let me see if
Nutella.
I can.
Does somebody I know already own this thing I'm craving?
Yeah, actually, I got it right here. So, what I did
I should
is
cry.
I don't listen, I don't deal with the holiday shoppers out anymore. My days of doing
Not
that
necessary. You don't have to.
is history.
Yeah.
Black Friday, well, we discussed that. You know how I feel about that. So the Cyber Monday that just uh yeah, that was one of the things I wanted. The rainbow cookie that you mentioned, that's one of the ones I'm planning to get as well.
Amen to those. Oh Lord.
Um Pizzelli, I will tell you now, anybody who has access to like a BJ's wholesale club, that's the place to get your Pizzelli because you get a larger amount.
And by the way, for those who don't know, it's like a large snowflake looking, very thin,
Yes.
paperweight, not a lot of calories, and not
No,
extraordinarily sweet. It's just
no,
right.
they're not. Right, and I've had those with coffee as well.
My word. And I know we both like panettone loaf. Hello.
Just okay, you mentioned about that. I Here's the thing with me on panettone. Fruitcake.
Yeah.
Um, all the ones that are I don't know about one that's made from scratch. I don't know if I've ever had it, but all the ones that are pre-made, like Claxton and some of, it's too sweet. Oh, I don't like overly sweet.
American style fruitcake. Yeah.
So, okay, I stick with the panettone. Now, a very, very, very good friend of mine brought in. It's like a German fruit cake. It's called Stolen, STO.
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
Well, I have it over there, and he brought it in. He says, I said, well, what is this? I said, I've heard of it. He says, oh, it's like a delicate, not too sweet
It's
German
good.
fruit cake with powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, that should. I got a piece. I tried it. Instantly in love.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I said, I have nothing wrong with the fruitcake, but it's too sweet. I just can't. I can't do it. Other than that, I mean, I'm fine with it. You know.
Oh my word. I'm sure I still have to get my Toblerone. That's been on my must get list now for
Oh,
yeah, I have to get it. I will get it before December. I am getting Toblerone. It's
get it.
official. It's
Yes.
official. But Steve, I saw some prices from the sublime to the ridiculous. I don't need a 10-pound
Oh,
bar.
I know. I know. You got to watch.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw that. Yeah.
Did you
Last
see
year.
that? Oh my word.
Now, last year I wanted Toblerone, but I wanted a specific. Mind you, I am a dark chocolate
Yeah,
person,
you are. Yes. Mine is milk chocolate.
Well, I like the dark chocolate because there's a lot of benefits from it.
It's
It has
beneficial. My mom used to love that
right. It's
dark one.
it's good. It's got antioxidant. It's good for the heart.
Yeah.
Um, I don't not that I'm trying to get to TMI. It also helps men with the prostate section.
Oh my, I didn't know that. Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's kind of like a lycopene type effect because it's got
Mhm.
antioxidant.
Very good.
And dark chocolate also has the highest amount of iron.
How do you like that?
So when you think, "Oh, dark chocolate, ew, that's
No, no, it is good. It is good.
go back and
And I'm
no,
craving for own
don't
milk.
get me wrong. I still like my milk chocolate, as you mentioned. White chocolate is good, even though there's nothing chocolate
Oh
about it.
yes, love white chocolate. But there
But
is one more thing on the list. But what were you just about to say? I'm sorry.
the dark chocolate, I mean, if you they say if you eat a little piece of it a day, a little in
Yeah,
moderation,
yeah.
it's like a health benefit.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like a little break and a little middle of the day kind of
Yeah.
pop of a break.
Mhm, mhm.
But what I'm craving is definitely a once a year thing. I think we touched base about it on your last show. I'm not sure. Linzer cookies.
Oh,
Linzer
yeah, the one that's got the fruit in the middle.
That's on my list too. These are all on my list. Am I going to get everything on my list? Of course not. First of all, the pocketbook can't afford it if I wanted to. And not to mention, I can't eat all those sweets. So it's like I'm narrowing it down. Which one is it going to be?
Well,
Like which one?
mm, well, yeah, but there's probably ways around that.
Well, I could buy a bunch of them and use the excuse that I could give them away during Christmas and New Year's. That's a good.
Okay, that's where I was headed. Here we go. Yes. So do that. No, do that
Well,
because
it's true. I mean, when I have guests or if I am a guest, then, I can like
yeah,
sneak out a couple of those, rainbow cookies, sneak out a
yeah.
couple of those Linzer cookies. Yeah, I could work around it.
I've been known to get an amount a little bit over. Okay, this is the amount I want. Let's see. I wonder if such and such would like some of these or would such it because I'll gladly share. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll be glad to
absolutely.
share. If
Yeah.
I have any, I'd rather pass it on to somebody else who can use it than to, than for them to go stale and go bad.
Oh, stale. Steve, you saw that gorgeous birthday cake I got, right?
I did.
Okay. Do you think, don't think I wouldn't have wanted to. Do you think I ate that whole thing? Absolutely not. I took a segment of it and another little segment. The remainder, my daughter had a piece with me. The remainder, I said,
Mhm.
please send it home to the family. I want
Yeah.
them to continue to enjoy my birthday. I am glad I did that for too many reasons, but it just felt good inside to do that. It was like let my, birthday continue. But since this is, December, I have to make up my mind which one do I want the most. But I think the idea of, well, I'll just give, well, I am anyway, going to be giving things away anyway to my friends and family. But maybe just take one little this out or two little that out so I get the feeling that I had all of them.
Yeah, and oh, you showed me one piece was carrot, one was red velvet, one was a chocolate with white swirl,
Yeah,
and
the
then there was
caramel.
and
Caramel.
then and then so you got a good that was a good lineup of
The
cake there.
carrot cake. So if you're unsure, Steve, I don't mean this for you. I know, like you always know exactly what you want. But for those
Yeah.
that are unsure which way to go with it, go for the assorted cake type. It was amazing. It was just less
I
than $20 too. It wasn't that
oh, that
bad.
wasn't that's not no, that's actually
Oh, it was
considered
good.
I'll have to the next time I go to Publix, I mean Publix is so close to me. I would have to go over there and talk if I don't see it, I'll say, "Hey, I have a question." I'll mention who does sell it, and I'll say, "It's like a cake variety setup. It's almost like the cheesecake one, but this is cake. It has, I'll tell them the lineup." I said, "Can anything like that be created?" And I could find out if they could make me one.
They probably sell it. Steve, it wouldn't
Yeah,
shock me.
I
But
gotta
you
look.
can ask. I agree with you about asking. Always ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look. I don't. Maybe I didn't look
And
good.
another thing, Steve, the actual design, when you take off the plastic clear thing that covers the cake, it has divided up cardboard, food grade cardboard, so nothing touches the next cake.
Oh,
Everything
that's
is
good.
perfectly intact. Yeah. So, like, let's say you want one wedge only, and you can keep the remainder in your freezer. Just for the record, I did put that in the freezer a week before because I purchased it a week before. Took it down the day before my birthday. It was perfection.
Mm, okay. I like that. I like where they put those panels up or whatever that you mentioned.
They did. And a clear plastic band around, like, like the back of the cake.
Yeah,
We see all the little doodads around it. There was a clear plastic band. So it's very well protected.
yeah. That way, there's no cross contaminate. Not that there's anything
No, but you're
contaminated.
right. It infiltrates the other piece. I agree. No,
Right, because you don't want to be eating carrot cake and have caramel drizzle
no. Don't we
over
just
it.
love talking about food and the holidays, Steve?
But yeah, but you know what? If you think about it, I've learned something along the way. As most of you may or may not know, I myself, once upon a time, lost 100 pounds worth of weight. I've put some back on, especially around the COVID, you know, the COVID, you know,
People weren't getting around as much. That
right.
happened.
I became less active. So, but I know what I have to do if I wanted to cut back. I could lose about 30, 35, and I'm happy. But I know how to do it. Everybody says, "Oh, you're going to low carb it." No. "Oh, you're going to do a blood type diet." No. I tried that. I'm not big with the blood type diet because what that's doing, I know this is not about weight loss, but what that's doing is that's robbing one individual from another from having a decent meal. "Oh, you shouldn't have steak. Oh, you shouldn't have chicken. Oh, you shouldn't eat that vegetable." I think everybody, regardless of who you are, is entitled to a good, well-balanced meal.
Sure.
I was never a fan of the blood type diet. I mean, I just used it as a blueprint. But basically, the two that I worked around was the South Beach and the Atkins, and I kind of combined them. But one thing I've learned, my birthday falls on Halloween. That's the starting point of the holidays. You
Yes.
got you got Halloween, then you got Thanksgiving, then you got Christmas. That is not the best time to lose weight, not when all the goodies are around, like what you just
Wait till
mentioned.
January and just start clean. That.
And I Yeah, and I know what to do. All I've got to do is just you know, if you everybody's allowed to, "Oh, I shouldn't eat that. I'm not allowed. It's not on my diet." Ugh.
Overindulging, I'm talking about like how it makes you feel like ill. Like I mentioned this on my most recent upload on the Saturday chat.
That's right.
Overindulging, overspend, anything in excess inevitably is not good.
No.
Overindulging. Have you ever attended a party where somebody just kind of had too much and they're walking around holding a stomach? You give them an antacid or a mint and
Yeah.
you feel so badly for them because people pack it all in thinking that's the only time they could ever have that thing. And it's not true.
No.
Pace things out. Pace things.
No.
That's why, like, we're goofing in a way, talking about all the things we'd like to have, but we're certainly not going to sit down and have all of it at once. Absolutely not.
No. Here's a good one. I did this. It does work. And if anybody's got a ice cream fetish issue, grab a tablespoon. A tablespoon. Take the lid off and get 1 tablespoon of ice cream. Slowly eat what's on that tablespoon. Let your mind know that you're getting it. Enjoy it.
This trick works. Steve
You're
taught this
done.
to me years ago. Steve taught this to me years ago, back in 016. It's true. Instead of saying, "Oh no, 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 I'm never going to have that. I'm never going to taste that.
No,
Never live with never."
no. Same goes with other desserts. Pudding, a couple of 3 bites, not a big whoop. You got it in a pie. All right, take a couple of bites. You got it.
And work it
You
off. You could work if
you
you feel
can
that
have
badly about it. Do some exercising. Work it
not
off.
that. You can still have, "Oh, I shouldn't eat that." Yeah, you can, but you have to know how to go about moderation, moderation, moderate. I promise you, and I'm not just saying this out of the side of my mouth or just to blow smoke. No,
No, you are
I've
so
done,
right. Done it
I've
myself.
done
It
this.
works.
Yeah, I've done this because, like I said, I went from 321. I actually bottomed out. Well, after I had suffered a death in the family, I was down to 1 meal a day. That didn't help me.
Yeah,
because when you get depressed, you just don't want to eat. But
that's right.
I actually got down to 209 pounds.
Wow.
Well, right now I'm in the middle. I'm probably about 250 ish. But I know how to go about going the other way. I know what I got to do.
You know what to do
And
that works for you.
right, so and it being the holidays,
True.
I'm not going to attempt to try to lose any weight right now. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But no, enjoy the good food, enjoy the times. Um, you know,
Enjoy your friends and your family. And the real reason for the season, we people of faith, we know the real reason for the season, and just enjoy and have peace in our lives. That's the most important thing.
that's absolutely right. Well, this was very enjoyable. I like this little
Thanks for
talk.
having me here, as
Oh,
always.
you're welcome anytime. And like I said, that's you just never. You know what? I just realized something, and I mean this in a sarcastic good way. I guess that means when we come on over here, even though my channel is a random channel, I guess that would make you random too.
I am like in a way, like even though like I focus mainly on saving money, frugality, and lifestyle of, I don't
Yeah.
only talk about frugality. Like example, my show overnight, I touched upon 7 habits that I really wish would go away during
Yeah.
the holiday season. That not necessarily had to do with frugality, although one of them is my famous or infamous "January Still Comes" line. So.
Oh yeah. Mhm. It's gonna come whether you want it or not. It's just
Want
a
it or
matter of,
not, it's on the way.
I mean, keep in mind, people, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
That's it.
Well, actually, 23 days, but who's counting? But anyway,
Not us.
um, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You know, I I'm gonna see what I can come up with. Maybe throw in another video somewhere in the middle of the week
I love
somewhere.
when I don't expect one of your videos, and all of a sudden I see on the list Steve Young's everywhere with Steve Young 74 upload. I'm like, oh, good, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come up with a little something, something, a little,
And
just
that's why it's really important, if you don't mind me injecting this, Steve, to definitely subscribe and click on the notification bell. Very important.
yeah, that's right. So anyway, I'm a little bit behind putting that up. I meant to put it up about halfway through, but we got so wrapped up in conversation, I just now remember to put up the like and subscribe. But yeah, if you like my content, by all means, please feel free to subscribe. I'm not an everyday uploader. I'm probably 2 to 3 times a week. I do that. You know, I have my reasons for doing that,
Sure.
and but I still want to get the content out there. So and it may be spontaneous. A lot of the time, I've been known to put it up in my community tab. Just
Yes.
go over, check it out. It should.
But if you don't put on your notification bell, you never know when Steve or myself, don't think like even on my channel, oh, well, she's always uploading at midnight. Well, that might be true on Monday through Friday. Maybe sometime in the middle of a Sunday afternoon, I might get a wild hair thought and say, hey, I'm going to put up a video out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
you just never know.
Never know. All right. Thanks, Steve, for having me here.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad that you were able to be here, and they love us. So anyway,
Love him back.
right. So definitely be on the lookout for myself, for us, and you know, Jan and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye bye.